Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's time for another team stream. You're here with What's on Joe Mind. As you can see, we've got the honcho Mark Weber. We've got Rob with us. We only got the honcho for a little while, so we're gonna try and power through all the news kind of fast tonight and go from there.
We're going honcho pace.
Be right back after you listen to our kick-ass theme song. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us here at 9:05 on a Tuesday night on the Superstation. Our special encore presentation of Strange Brew is complete, so it's time for What's on Joe Mind. We're a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How's everybody in the world doing?
Right? Kick off, eh?
Bro, he's the former head of marketing for Hasbro, former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro. It's the honcho, Mark Weber.
And part-time honcho tonight because the family's coming home.
Right?
So they're flying into Boston. I got to go get them. So that means come about 10:30. Ripcord. I mean, not that we don't have enough, parachute guys, but I will be hitting the silk. Out I go.
Right. You're staying late enough that we'll call you Crazy Legs.
Yeah, that's fine. That was my nickname in college.
In the bottom row, I'm drinking some Coke Zero tonight. In the bottom row, fresh off his award-winning run in Off-Broadway, it's RagtimeRob.
Way off Broadway.
Right?
Yeah, I mean it was like Secaucus.
Port of Call, Bayonne, New Jersey.
Right. But you were the baddest John Valjean they'd ever seen. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Secaucus still sings of mine.
But we'll hit you with the same old stuff. Remember, if you're catching us on YouTube tonight, go ahead and give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, do all the cool YouTube stuff, leave us a comment, share us in all your various social media circles. If you're catching us on Facebook, give us some kind of a reaction, give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy. We do love little huggy guy. And of course, if you're catching us after recording, those comments are really important too, so please keep them up. If you're catching us on audio replay, go ahead, leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts from, whether that's Apple or Spotify or our home at Podbean, just whatever it takes. Just leave us a nice 5-star review. Let us know. Let them know how much you love us so that they continue to keep us circulated. But how's everybody? It's been a week.
Oh,
What's
man.
up?
With the family out of town, I did whatever the hell I wanted. It was pretty exciting.
I mean, are you even wearing underpants at this point?
I think I gained like 10 pounds. It was great. And I watched all sorts of things I wouldn't watch with them around. Just old random stuff. I watched RoboCop.
Nice.
It was the anniversary of RoboCop. It still holds up pretty good. I'd never seen Excalibur ever. So I watched Excalibur. And
I've never finished Excalibur.
Man, when you watch it now, like if you've never seen it now, I'm like, God damn, that's Gabriel Byrne, isn't it?
There's a lot of people you go, hey.
Yeah, and then I'm like, pretty sure that's Patrick Stewart, still bald in 1982, but okay. Yes. And then was it Helen Mirren is in it as like a 22-year-old or something? I'm like, holy smokes, look at all. Benny Hill was running around. It was great.
But Joe Self wants to know the big question. Which one of us hacked the Hasbro Pulse app to push the deadline to tonight just to plug the damn show? Well,
I'll never tell.
One of our hosts is not in the building, and we've been passing her absence off as maternity. But, maybe she's doing some side project.
Yeah, I saw a comment earlier up, it already went by a sea monster that said, since when do we get to push Pulse deadlines, right? Or HasLab deadlines? Same thing by Rancor. He wanted to know.
Right. Well, I mean, look, they don't like to acknowledge they know us, but they know us.
And there was actually a reason to do this, so it was just,
What was the reason? I didn't quite get that.
They the deadline. They had the deadline accidentally a day later on the actual app.
Oh, okay.
So
Right.
I think just to avoid, rancor and
Oh, that's cold, brother.
yeah. But
Well,
the amazing thing is they said on their message exactly why that was going to happen,
Yeah.
and people are still speculating why they did it.
Yeah.
I
I think
just
it came down to, is it easier to fix the site or fix the app?
right.
It was easier to fix the site. So
I wasn't tinfoil hatting it. I just didn't.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh, there's a lot of people who
research it.
are,
there's
and God damn it, they need to stop.
yeah, the folks who are usually rattling sabers online, just finding the negative and everything, are trying to somehow turn an extra day into a negative,
Right.
even though all the goals had already been passed on the HasLab Dragon.
Yeah.
It's all Hasbro's up to no good. They're trying to screw us by making toys from our favorite brand.
Right.
But yeah, Mark's got this from Fantastic Guru. Fantastic work.
That's literally kicking dirt onto it. That's just
So cold, but all right.
It's wonderful. I'm glad that the Rancor is his target as opposed to Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
Cookie Monster still makes me sad. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
If I had $300 when Cookie Monster was happening, I'd have pledged for Cookie Monster. But that was purely a money thing.
friend of mine who used to work at Hasbro, fantastic designer, who's moved on to better things, was the lead on Cookie Monster, and it absolutely broke his heart because it was fantastic. It just got launched at the same time as I think 2 or 3 other things.
Two others, and then there was a third before it would have been over.
Yeah.
But Andrew Gauguin is with you on Excalibur there, Mark. A lot of praise for Excalibur in the live chat tonight. That's what kind of a crowd we got. We got a pro Excalibur crowd.
There you go. And I'd never seen it. I'm like, I know the history of Arthur and such, but I'd never seen the film. So I did like when Arthur got turned into the gal's husband, to look like the gal's husband. And he just rode into her castle and was like to Morgana as a kid, "Go to bed, kid." And then bam, love scene, and he's still in his armor.
Right.
I'm like, buddy. Take the armor
hey, look,
off.
that's a lot to take. That's a lot to take off.
Look, man, if she's just ready to go, then you got to go at the moment. You can't.
I guess.
You don't have 2 hours to get that armor off.
I guess.
There's panels.
At least one.
Dave McDonald asks if we're going to the end of the HasLab tonight. We are not. We're going to go the whole time. We'll be out. Rob and I will be out somewhere between 10:30 and 11. I think Audible Interlude is doing a live stream for that last hour. You can head over to them and get the final count from them.
I mean, really, there's not a lot of suspense other than seeing where the final number ends up.
Right. So those guys set up to be on for the last hour last night. And so I did give a thought to maybe doing that, but you know what? They're a good bunch over there, and I don't want to step on their toes and create competition for them that they don't deserve to have. So I'm sure somebody else is doing it too. It's not going to be us. We're going to respect their space.
Yeah, we're lovers, not fighters.
Right. If you're done with us at 11 p.m. and you still want to talk more Joe on live streams, well, Audible Interlude is there for you at 11 to 12 and probably a little beyond. But Ragtime Rob, why don't you go ahead and give us an up-to-the-minute count?
All righty. Let's see where we're at here. Let me quick refresh. Exactly 23,700.
All right.
The score is Uther 1, Armor nothing.
That is one manly dude.
As I said on Twitter, I'm really upset that Glenda killed the momentum on this project.
Yeah, she destroyed it.
Boy, there was a lot of that. It's okay if we weren't happy about Glenda, right?
It's fine. I mean, you're allowed to like what you want, but clearly did not kill momentum.
Yeah.
Didn't affect anything. The fact that they released her during the dead time of the program.
Yeah.
She's not moving the needle one way or the other, folks, but at the same time, not killing anything.
Let's say they had flipped it, though. Do you think Crazy Legs would have bumped the needle a little bit, or doesn't it matter in the middle?
I don't think it would have mattered.
Yeah.
If it had been General Hawk in the bomber jacket, would it have moved the needle in the middle?
Yeah, but it also would have made people angry.
Yeah.
Well, that's true, too.
Like, you can't be... Extra goals on crowdfunding projects should be repainting kid patches.
Yeah.
And I actually thought, out of the 3 of them, I think Glenda's the best one. because she's at least an original character. Granted, she's an original character that's made from a repaint of an established character, but at least she's an original character.
Yeah.
Whereas Crazy Legs and Ripcord, there are subset repaints.
Yeah.
So
Glenda does nothing for me, right?
I mean, sure. Look, that's fine. I'm not saying you're wrong for that. If she doesn't, she doesn't. Yeah. But she's an extra. Like, I was in for this.
Yeah.
If it was just Wild Bill.
Right.
I'm in for 279 at that point. So whatever's bonus is bonus.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm just saying Glenda's exciting for me because hopefully it portends the arrival of Flash and the vintage Scarlett down the road. So that's great. That's great. But
Scarlett is a major character that has yet to have a truly great action figure. And hopefully that figure will correct that. And that's what's the most exciting part of Glenda, certainly.
Yeah. Scarlett's right-handed, just saying. Except for, I think, on her original packaging art. But never mind that.
Diana Davis reminds us that we can still pledge to Cookie Monster out of cat treats. I will have to check out the local Hollywood feed and get on that then.
That's a good point. If we wanted to drive cat treats to Cookie Monster, how would we do that?
Right. We would need further instruction.
Yeah. What's the quickest way to Cookie Monster?
Cat treats for Cookie Monster.
Because normally I'd take the 5, but you know.
Cheapest Big Spender says it is the only way to get Night Force figures for those of us who missed out on the Toys R Us. And you know, pledging the Dragonfly to get Night Force Crazy Legs is probably less expensive than trying to get a vintage Night Force Crazy Legs at this point.
Yeah.
Sure.
Try figuring out if that gun stock is from Night Force Crazy Legs or mainline Crazy Legs.
There are only 3 or 4 people on the planet that can discern that sort of thing, and they are all psychotic.
Pretty much.
So it's
Crazy Legs gun kind of sucked. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I got the so welcome, Droswalker. Glad to have you. But Felix Urquina says it looks like we all got to the chopper, which is the joke that, frankly, has needed to be made for the last month, and somehow none of us made.
Wow.
So that's we don't miss on the bunnies like that very often, but we missed on that one. So thank you, Felix, for filling in the holes. But via Chewy, he likes Frisky's party mix and will knock you over for Churu. So there we go. That's how we get treats for Cookie Monster.
That website is jammed. It counts.
Yeah, I used to work at a pet supply store. I put in a couple of years there during and immediately after the pandemic. And Chewy was one of our competitors. It was one of the folks we had to wrestle with. But I tell you, for even they're the big guy, but man, they do good work. I can't say bad things about Chewy, even though my job was to try and kill Chewy.
The company, not the cat.
Right. And we've got nothing but good feelings for the Wookie. So
right. Who doesn't like Chewbacca? Come on.
Everyone
I feel like Chewbacca and R2 are like the universally beloved characters. What's not to like?
Yeah. Apparently, while they were filming the sequel trilogies, they kept having to replace parts of the Chewbacca costumes because everybody just kept going to hug Chewbacca, and the spots were wearing out.
And that's why they didn't let Leia hug him on camera. Because she was like, whatever, Ray, come here.
I have a feeling that we've just popped the cork on Mark's problems with the sequel trilogy.
Oh, that's a common one, right? That's not just me,
but Yorktown Joe says, "Don't take the 5. Wild Bill will fly you there. 5 is jammed.
5 is jammed." You
mean Wild Bill and the Dragonfly are going to end our Cal Ripken-esque streak of Californian shows?
No, they're going to keep it going.
Jay Toygo notes that this should send a clear message to Hasbro once and for all to start releasing more smaller vehicles under $50 at retail. Well, you know what? Let's hope.
Yeah.
I don't think Hasbro's the problem on that. And actually, I'm working on a mail call along these lines. So I think Hasbro would love to sell us everything we ask them for.
Yeah.
It's not their problem. They got to get somebody to buy it from them first, and that's where the problem is.
Yeah, I walked into a Target today, and you would hardly know that they sell stuff.
And I know there's a lot of angst about not having these things available, but I don't think Hasbro's the one to be mad at. They're the ones that want to make it.
What's that like, Rob?
Well,
you didn't miss anything.
Yeah, that action figure aisle looks like it was, a blasted post-apocalyptic scene with nothing on it, except still more Lando Calrissian.
Waiting for that 8-1 planogram reset, no doubt.
But they must be, because it is stark, and there's like a lot of the older stuff has been clearance.
Yeah, I picked up some Tiger Force and Python Patrol guys on clearance.
How low? How low did they go?
It wasn't super low, but it was 30% off.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Just keep an eye out for whenever we do a contest again.
Right.
But anyways,
anything that you want to trade for a Slaughters Marauders barbecue?
No.
Okay.
No, but we'll throw it in the gift basket.
Just saying.
Joe Self says, I finally went to an Ollies yesterday. They had 0% of classified.
Yeah, I don't think classifieds make it to Ollies.
Oh no, they do.
Well, aside from movies.
There's an Ollies 5 minutes from here, and it is clogged with movie classified.
Well,
Holy cow. I didn't know that many figures got made.
I don't think that real figures make it to classified.
Furthermore, they're like none of them were Scarlett. It was just the 4, and Scarlett sold well. Or apparently in this area anyway. But yeah, it's crazy.
Although last week at Walmart, I still saw a movie Scarlett.
Again, there were a couple.
Yeah.
But there were look, to say that no figures are ever going to be clearanced out is ludicrous. There's always going to be some stragglers that make it to that point. You're concerned when a lot of them make it to that point.
Yeah.
But whatever. If one figure out of a wave is crummy, it doesn't mean doom and gloom for the entire line. But wow, that movie wave, either they way overproduced, because not only were they at Ollies, they were $4.99 at Ollies. Like they were dirt cheap. You can get the whole set for nothing. I feel kind of bad just paying full retail, and I'm not upset about those figures at all. But yeah, it's there was one Lady J figure at that Ollies behind us. But that one was still $14.99. So it tells you that classified on the whole selling pretty good. If all they're seeing is some classified and it's coming in not too far under retail, that's a pretty good mover. But anyways, moving forward, why don't you say we get to community calendar? Play that one again. Besides, I hit the wrong one. We have a new spokesman to introduce.
Chicken nuggets, one thing. I mean, that's a C-note.
Community calendar.
The 4 or 5, it's jam!
She knows.
It's RagtimeRob. I'm so much love under host by Gary.
And of course, I'm going to play that one again at some point. But
that's Beachhead's weapon. Were those Beachhead arms as well?
They are. Staff Sergeant Senug is ready to go.
Somebody's kissing ass, but all right, whatever.
Easy at that point, right?
Come on, he put Beachhead arms on a Senug. I mean, he just needs a Yankee hat. He's good to go.
Staff Sergeant
and an Orange Cassidy t-shirt. Yeah, they're all set.
Orange Cassidy t-shirt.
Yeah, you're OC fan number 1. Come on now.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I'm just not down on them like you are. But anyways, let me get us started here with community count. Why is this locked? Ah! Okay, there we go. Better. I feel better. Anyways, you may have heard it, but Comic-Con's this weekend.
Never heard of it.
Actually, it starts tomorrow. You get the preview night stuff starts tomorrow. We got a couple of panels here that are relevant to our interests. On Saturday, on July 22nd, that is the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series panel, and that is in room 9 from noon to 1 p.m. Joes and Cobras don't agree on much, but even they see that G.I. Joe's Classified Series toy line is an absolute hit. Join Emily, John, Lenny, and Tony from the development team. I can't read it that small if it's too far away. But anyways, so one at 12 o'clock on Saturday in room 9 is the G.I. Joe Classified panel. I don't know what room the one in the afternoon is. That's at 4:15, but that is the Skybound panel, and that is they're going to have Robert Kirkman, Daniel Warren Johnson, and Joshua Williamson. Joshua Williamson is going to do the art on Duke and Cobra Commander.
No, he's the writer.
He's the writer? I thought he was the artist. My bad.
No, he's the writer. He's a writer.
I don't know all these kids. Ragtime Rob's the comic guy. He knows all these people.
Joshua Williamson's been very big at DC the last couple of years.
Well, that explains why you know him then.
Yeah.
He marks out for DC like Mark marks out for the Young Bucks.
Right? And he never got called up to Marvel? Oh!
Because Marvel doesn't know its head from its ass right now.
But Andrew Galgan asks us, who's infiltrating the panel for What's on Joe Mind? Are you interviewing for the gig?
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do, by all means, we'll happily have you.
I mean, that's why we had that's why Joe had the baby. I thought that's for a cute little infiltrator.
Right. Joe Self says he's hoping Lenny gets to unveil the Dreadnoks Buzzer Ripper and Torch on Saturday. That would be awesome.
Yeah, because Torch hasn't been named, but you figure he's got to be.
Yeah, they're not going to make 2 of them and not get to the 3rd one.
Oh yeah, it's the Starscream Thundercracker Skywarp thing.
It's kind of non sequitur, but Draws Walker says right above that, you can if you get the chuckles, you can do an easy lazy bastard custom. And I'm a sucker for a lazy bastard custom. That's right up my alley.
That's the rumor.
Drop a Bruce Campbell head on Chuckles, and you got a burn nose figure.
Nice.
Yeah. If I'm getting a burn nose figure, it's Gabrielle Anwar. Thank you. Holy, oh my goodness.
Right.
I just want to see. I want to see somebody get a Jodan Baker head to drop on Chuckles, and then it could be Wade from Goldeneye.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Well, how would you get 40 pounds to drop on Chuckles?
You figure out a way.
How are they going to cast Joe Don Baker as a good guy like 3 movies after he was the main villain in Bond? Like, come on. Like Joe Don Baker's and
it was License to Kill. Not many people saw that.
Come on, this is lazy. Come on.
That was the immediate previous movie, man.
Was it the one right before?
Yeah.
Oh God.
But there were a couple of years in between.
I was working at a movie theater. I'll keep this short. Maybe. I was working at a movie theater while I was going to Arizona State. Huge Bond fan. And I asked for Friday off. The Friday GoldenEye came out, right? So I didn't want to work at the theater and hear what was going on for the movie I'd been waiting several years for. And they were tough. They're like, nobody gets weekends off, Webb. You can't just take Friday off because you like the movie. So I said, fine. They said, we'll put you on the day shift. Nobody's coming anywhere. Well, a lot of Bond fans came. And if you remember, the opening scene of GoldenEye is Bond just running down a dam, right? From behind. Yeah. They don't show you his face for ages. So the show 1, noon. Theater just opens. Bond fans run in, pack the first showing. And then it starts, and I'm outside trying not to listen. And like 20 Bond fans come running out and go, you screwed it up. You started it in the middle. Bond's running down a dam, and we don't. And I'm like, what the? Bunch of bastards. I had to ask a friend, did we screw up the projection? They're like, no, they're just maniacs. And then I got to convince them to get back in there, and they've missed like 10 minutes of the movie. Man.
But Diana Davis notes that only a fool takes the 5 or the 101 to San Diego. They're taking the train.
Because the 5 and the 101 are jammed.
Totally jammed.
101 especially. That's back to back. Jam.
See, I never took either of those. I would come in from the east, right? Being from, the 602. So.
Bart says that pants tucked into his boots and a shoulder holster. That's so covert ops. I don't know if it's covert ops, but it's definitely CIA.
The boots are bad. Boots were a bad choice.
Anyways, but yeah, that's panel time for if you're interested in any G.I. Joe type material. Other lesser Hasbro panels you can see there on Thursday: Secrets of D&D Dungeon Mastering, Hasbro Transformer Generations toy panel. It's Morphin Time with Boom Studios. Magic the Gathering Goes to Universes Beyond panel. all a bot Transformers All Spark panel, all a bot. I don't know. Whatever. I haven't been paying attention to Earthspark at all. Friday's got the Hasbro Toys panel for Marvel and the Star Wars panel. Saturday also has the You Got Your Pop Culture in My D&D panel, whatever that is, and Magic the Gathering Blogatog Live. If I won't go into too much detail there. If you're getting this, just pause the video later, get the information you need there. We got the room numbers on there, whatever. And lastly, from San Diego, Larry Hama on his Facebook announced today he'll be signing at the Hasbro booth at San Diego on Thursday from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. and on Friday from 1:45 to 2:45 p.m. All other times on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, you'll be at the Nerd Street Exclusives booth, number 2049. He'll be taking 20 commissions to be filled by mail. Also have a sign-up sheet with him, first come, first served. He sketches per person, and we'll have new prints and exclusives. Make sure you, even if you just stop by to say hey to Larry, make sure you stop by and say hey to Larry. It's been a while since he's been at Comic-Con. We want to make it a great experience for him. He's important. He's perhaps the most important guy in G.I. Joe, full stop. So we want to make sure that he gets the recognition he deserves.
Legit royalty, brand royalty right there. Give him his due.
And a hell of a good guy.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what? The story helped sell G.I. Joe, and he's responsible for the story.
There you go. And if you're mean to him, I'll stick this thing on you. Look at this guy. Yeah.
Wolver Kitty.
Right? That's his happy look. I can't tell if we froze or not.
No, I was checking live chat comments. Sorry, little lull there. This is why I have you on the show, Mark. Your former radio guy.
I thought I was here for eye candy. Come on, lady.
It's not because you were used to head the brand or nothing.
I'm single till 10:30. I'm getting a lot of that online where people are like, I don't know who Shooter is. Have they ever made a figure of her? And I'll put up a picture of, the one. And I'll be like, some maniac did back in the 50th anniversary. And people are like, huh, weird.
Yeah, new fans, Mark. It's a strange thing for us.
Man.
As folks who have followed one brand around from various sizes and scales, but there's people out there that only collect 6-inch figures for some reason. I don't understand that. I don't understand being married to 1/12 scale like that. But whatever brings them in, I'm not gonna be mad at him.
Fair enough.
Bart wonders, wonder how Jim Shooter feels about that figure. It looks nothing like him. Well played, Bart. Well played.
Yes.
Anyways.
Oh, hey, Torpedo 83 has a little bit up, if you can find it. Otherwise, it's a pretty simple question. He asked Diana, what's a good value family place to eat? I don't know about value family, but when I was going there, man, a walking distance, there's a place called Burger Lounge that's incredible. And a little further walking distance, but doable, there's a place called Hodad's, Hodad, another burger place with fantastic milkshakes. So if I can help anybody out with a recommendation to Burger Lounge or Hodad's, oh my goodness.
I mean, Burger Lounge, that's two of my favorite words in one title.
Yeah, it's good. It's really
my
good.
Favorite things in one name.
Basically, that was all I ever hoped for when I was working a show was one good meal, right? And usually it was dinner. Usually it was wrap up the show and then have a massive, solid dinner. But one thing I'll give Hasbro, they did staff their booth well. So we got, like an hour and a half for lunch. So I was like, yeah, dude, I am off the Burger Lounge big time. So I hope you like it. Yes, Diana knows what's up. Double endorsement for the Hodad.
Yeah, I've heard of Hodad, so
it's good. Yeah, real good.
Hopefully it's not too far because San Diego, I think, is going to be hot this week.
And jammed.
Yeah, Sir James notes that after not really following Joe for 2 or 3 years, I was shocked at how many new collectors there are that don't know what used to be common knowledge. Just be patient.
Yeah,
be patient. Everybody gets in at some point. We can't expect all the new folks to know everything. Just continue to be your gregarious selves.
It didn't bother me.
Are good.
It didn't bother me that he didn't know who Shooter was, but it kind of stung that he didn't know who I was. Come on now. It was only God, 7 years ago.
Don't you know who I am?
Right, six. Not
that's only 3 weeks in honcho time, though.
Right, feels like yesterday.
Same weekend. If you're not making it all the way out to San Diego, if you're, say, Matt Rubin, and you're around Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, maybe the Butler Area Toy Show is more to your liking. It's the toy show in the mall, as you can see by the KB style bat logo.
I love that little thing.
You can visit them on Facebook for more details, but $10 gets you in the door at 10 a.m. I believe general admission is at 11. And well, it says on the other side of the sign, it is at 11. Runs till 4 p.m. Plenty of free parking. It's the toy store in the mall. It's the toy show in the mall. Because frankly, what else is going in a mall these days? Nothing. Bart's there. Find him for free hugs.
All right.
Good job, Bart. Good job. Oh, goodness. Joni P says, since we're all over the place, give me a Storm Shadow version 2. Well, I'm sure that's coming at some point.
Yeah.
You know, we're getting to that point where there's very few truly iconic characters left to do. And that Storm Shadow version 2 certainly qualifies. So I would not, I would be disappointed if it never happened, but I have a feeling that's not going to be the case.
Might I suggest the Storm Shadow version 74, now $4.99 at Ollies?
No, because it ain't no good.
Comes in bone colored.
Who's the best character in that movie? I feel bad.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mentioned that to a guy who was killing it online. I'm like, other than the giant snakes and the gross mischaracterization of the most important character in the franchise's history,
And the title character of your movie.
wasn't a bad movie. The rest of it was pretty good.
They got a lot right.
Mm-hmm.
It's just unfortunately the one thing that they really got wrong was a big one to miss on.
Yeah, Scarlett and the Baroness were fine, and Storm Shadow was excellent.
Right.
And the rest of it completely sucked. So yeah, it was like I compare it to episode 1 of Star Wars, which people like to kill on for Jar Jar. They're like, that whole movie sucked, and I'm like, you didn't like Darth Maul? You didn't like the best saber fight in the entire series?
Right.
Like, be careful what you throw away. Qui-Gon wasn't bad. Come on.
Pod race.
Pod
Yeah,
race? This is pod race.
Everybody who clamored for an Obi-Wan series, was glad to get it.
Yeah.
That's kind of coming out of episode 1.
We've come full circle. It only took 38 minutes. If you liked Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon Jinn, you should see him as Sir Gawain in Excalibur.
Ooh.
He's kind of a jerk.
And then the following weekend on July 29th is the 10th annual Kentuckiana G.I. Joe Toy Expo in the Paraquet Springs Conference Center in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. 10 to 4, just $8. Early bird gets you in at 9 for $15. Here's a Friday night preview from 5 to 8 p.m. on the 28th. That is $30 gets you in Friday and Saturday. Get all the current news and details at kygijoe.com. Slide on in.
That's it.
Jonathan Childress notes, no statues at the Kentucky Joe Show, but they have a Bojangles nearby, and that is an absolute must-see.
That might be a win.
Hey, look, man, chicken and biscuits. Yeah, you don't have to sell. You don't have to sell me a whole lot harder than that. I don't know how to pronounce it. You die Joe 29. You can't let your Qui-Gons be bygones, and that, sir.
Fair enough.
To the show.
Mediocre, but we'll allow it.
That is quality dad joking right there. But so yeah, that's community calendar. That's what we got. Let me find our friend. Let me find our buddy. We'll play him one more time to let everybody just truly bask in the commercial possibilities.
In the golden brown goodness. Chicken nuggets, one thing. I mean, that's a C-note.
Community calendar. The 4 or 5. Jam! She knows. It's RagtimeRob. I'm Joe Toy Expo. I'm your host, Mike here today.
I gotta say, that chicken nugget does a lot of retreating. Live to fry another day, I guess.
I mean, I guess it's
Look, he's holding his own pretty well for a processed lump of chicken meat.
Right?
Look at Bart with the blasphemy. He needs a backpack that's a pack of barbecue sauce. If you get barbecue sauce at McDonald's, you're doing it wrong, my friend.
Maybe he does have a backpack of barbecue sauce. Maybe it's you can't see it because he's the boot-shaped nugget, so it's the wide one, right?
Look, man, the best part of the chicken nuggets is sweet and sour sauce, and I will brook no counter argument.
It's not my number one, but I can get behind.
I just said I will brook no counter argument.
It's not my number one, but I can get behind that.
Right,
I'm not going to argue that.
Okay. So we'll agree.
It's a valid choice. For me, it's hot mustard, but sweet and sour is my easy number two. So I'm not gonna gripe about it.
All right, fair enough.
But yeah, it's good times. We got Staff Sergeant Cnug he's coming.
Of course he's retreating. He's a chicken nugget.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's Yellow Belly.
Well, let's not go that obscure. We don't have time to explain stuff tonight, Rob.
Yeah.
Right. I gotta go.
Yeah.
There's no.
For those of you who want to know, look up SCTV Yellow Belly.
Jesus Christ. StreamYard, come on. Got a lot of guests tonight. We must be slowing stuff down. Mike Hedrick's got me. He's yes, hot mustard rules. Greg Cohan, hot mustard.
What? Where's my sweet and sour crew? Come on now.
But Craig Cohen also says he is headed to Cincinnati as the toy department reopened their store there. 3-hour road trip from Cleveland, driving down on Thursday. Have a good time. Haven't gotten there yet. Be prepared to. There's going to be a crowd getting into that place, man. They took some pictures, put up some video on Instagram on Monday. About 10 minutes before they opened, line was going around the building to get into the toy department just north of Cincinnati. So yeah, if you're in Ohio, go check it out. Go see
It's always a good time to leave Cleveland.
Right. Go see their humongous new facility and buy some toys.
Bet they got some half off Baker Mayfield jerseys for you.
Maybe. What do you say we get to the news? Right. First news item. Hey, we're coming into the final days of the Heavy Armor Toys in the Navy Kickstarter campaign. It is just about at funding level. It's done very well, despite not having a great push in media. So let's try and get the word out. Be sure to check them out at least. If you are an O-ring collector, you're big on army building, you certainly need to give this a visit. That is running through the 22nd. So that is Saturday, late at night, 11 p.m. So you got through the end of the week. $21,000 funds the campaign. They're at about 18 when I looked earlier today. Probably doing a little better than that now. So you got about 4 days to check this one out. As you can see, 21,000. The Navy seamen.
Available exclusively at the KYGI Joe Show.
You also get 21 is ketchup, and then at 24 the first stretch goal is mustard, and then at 27 the second stretch goal is relish. So all kinds of flight crew there for the asking, and there are stretch goals as long as the day is long. Anyways, broken metaphors aside, go check this one out. Pledge what you can. Pretty affordable even. We're only looking at, I think, $22 a figure. So whereas a lot of the O-rings are up in the 25, 26 per, these are 22 a head. So let's give them a look, give them proper send off into fundage, because it's going to get there. We just got to get a few more folks that want to fill up their flag or something with some generic sailors, but it's going to happen. So pledge with confidence on this one and get this one made.
I love that business model if you put it on paper. Okay, we're targeting people who own the flag.
Look, it don't hurt, man.
Yeah.
From 1986, it's going to be amazing.
It doesn't. Sailors are all right, and if you get into the you get into the stretch goals, you see some nods to maybe some classic GI Joes that didn't get made in more versatile outfits. You know, we get to see the Navy SEAL in his desert fatigues there. We caught it, or his jungle fatigues there. We saw that in the thumbnail that they've got on their site there. That is, I believe, that was the stretch goal at $42,000. So still very much in the neighborhood if we spread the word on this one and get funding out there. Very makeable goals on the In the Navy Heavy Armor Toys campaign.
I'm not killing it. Join your fellow man.
That's right.
Ketchup, mustard, and relish.
Right. It's all right there for you. The full hot dog.
At $30,000, you get banana pepper, but he looks a lot like mustard.
It's. I'm a little disappointed that we did not get Mayo in there. Duke Mayo Hellman.
Eventually, you get up to like grape jelly, so it's just
right.
Nobody putting grape jelly on a hot dog. Come on now.
Oh, I'm not, but they do have purple crewmen that that serve a purpose on the deck. So,
Pendragon Designs notes that Stay Fuss Marshmallow Man was a sailor.
He was.
Oh, that's right.
Get him a weekend in New York, and
yeah.
And if you like Pendragons, check out Excalibur by John Borman from 1982.
He's got some Kickstarter news, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Probably next week.
John Borman?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. But anyways. Hint. Next week.
That's a good point. Can't we call 24,000 guy Hot Mustard?
Well, we could. Yeah, it would make him Staff Sergeant C-Nugs pick to click. But next news item. Hey, the G.I. Joe Classified Young Adult Novel Series second book is on shelves. As you can see there, we got the little write-up from the back of the book. With Principal Zartan gone and Liar XR devices under control, everything seems safe in Springfield again. Now that the Anti-Venom Coalition has officially recruited Shayna, a.k.a. Scarlett, she and the average Joes feel readier than ever to take down Cobra for good. They even have the Arashikages, an undercover clan of ninjas, in their corner. When the dojo is attacked and the ninjas are forced into hiding, Scarlett, Stan, and Julian are left to defend the town on their own. Not even Scarlett's best friend, Ichi no Zorome, can help. With a militant principal installed at Springfield Academy, Scarlett does her best to uncover Cobra's plans, but the deeper she digs, the more she discovers about the Arashikage's true mission. As Scarlett begins to question the ninjas' intentions, she finds herself faced with an impossible decision. To save the innocent people of Springfield, will she have to stand up against her found family? So there you go. If you got book one, here's book two.
I mean, you had me at Principal Zartan.
Right.
Well, the biggest school tyrant since Mr. Weatherby.
Right. Oh, no. You got to go meet guidance counselor Venomous Maximus. This is going to suck.
Steve Young, welcome to the program. Worst comic card ever. It's just words.
It's an infographic.
Oh. Good times. Andrew Gauguin notes, answer, yes, she will.
Yeah, there you go.
So yes, if you got the first one, if you got kids that you're trying to get into the G.I. Joe, hey, maybe this is the entry point. Pretty neat they got Scarlett as their main character. But moving forward, next news item.
How come Ichi no Zorome can't help? What kind of a best friend is she?
I don't know.
Whatever.
What do you want me to tell you, man? I didn't read the first one. I can't say.
I'm just saying.
Earlier this morning, we had some Walmart CollectorCon pre-orders go live. You can see we got the Crimson Alley Viper, we got Shooter, and we got the nobody's favorite, the Mole Rat. But yeah, so they went live earlier today. I believe they're still available if you go to walmart.com. Pulse, I think, just has Shooter at this point, or last I checked, which was probably dinner time or so. So couldn't tell you availability on Pulse. Your best bet is to go to walmart.com and order there. RagtimeRob, what'd you do? What'd you get?
I got Shooter. I did break down to get like 2 of the mole rats. There's a little thing in my head I can think of about them, but I didn't get any of the red alley vipers. Had they done the red alley vipers first, I would have gotten all of those rather than the orange and blue. But I'm in on the orange and blue.
The mole rat's got a little thing in his head too. How about you, Mark?
I'm in. It was funny because I try to get 3 of anything that's a troop builder. So, but the mole rat, I was on 1 for a long time. And I appreciate, we keep saying we want new characters. And so I really do appreciate that this is something brand new, but he is just not compelling. But eventually I broke down because, I kind of got the set. So I got 3 mole rats, 3 alley vipers, 1 shooter. If anybody wants their shoes, once they get here, I'll send them to you. God, those are awful.
Matt Rubin asks, is it safe to start spouting about how they finally issued a repaint for the alley viper? Yes, it is, because yes, they did.
And they got more to go, right?
I would think.
There's the cool blue version. There's the Bumblebee version. I was so close to getting that Bumblebee version out before before there was a red tag in my locker, so to speak.
Right.
The shooter thing's bugging me though, man, because in the photos, her hair doesn't sit that badly, so I don't know what was wrong on prototype shooting day, but that hair is sitting way too high on her head.
I think she's got 2 different hairdos, though.
Well,
she may,
and that's not on the photographer, but yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. Not as bad as shoes, though. Hate the shoes.
She's got sneakers for sneaking.
Who thought gray high tops were a good idea? I mean, seriously.
I don't know. I can at least appreciate trying to do something different, but I don't think that's it.
No, that's a miss.
But Jeff Butler managed to get Shooter at Pulse, but missed getting the Alley Viper and Mole Rat at Pulse. Both were sold out already at 9:22 Central Time. Before that even.
Yeah, those Walmarts do not hang around long on the Pulse.
No, but Walmart had them all day, I think, right? Might even still have them.
They probably do.
Relatively.
Again,
so far, I haven't had Walmart cancel any pre-orders on me. So
as of about 6 o'clock, they were still showing as being in stock.
I am so looking forward to getting my empty boxes.
Right.
But again, if Walmart's going to label it collector con, then they understand what these are, and when they ship them out to us in bags,
right,
that sucks. They got to fix that.
What you got to do is order them with like a 6-pack of underwear, so there's some padding in there.
That's not a bad idea.
Get yourself some cheap T-shirts.
Pack of socks.
What you got to do is order a bunch of stuff with them to get it in a box, and then return the other stuff.
Right. Derek Coleman
learn them.
Helping us out. They were still in stock just before the show started, so there you go.
Yeah, but now they got the What's on Joe Mind rub. So
right. And look, we're up in triple digits tonight. We got a big live crowd tonight. So
yeah. And if you want the What's on Joe Mind rub, head to kygijoe.com.
It doesn't make your chance of getting that rub any better, but it makes it a more pleasant experience.
Yeah. Put it on pre-order. We'll see. We'll probably cancel it.
We probably will. We'll probably take the Target method on that one.
That's it.
Let those slide on by.
Mm. We will send you a coupon, though, for a BOGO hug at the St. Louis Toy Show. Toy Man.
Right. From the one and only Dave Draper.
Where hugs are, buy one, get one free.
Right. But
I like this Alley Viper. That's a good look.
Yeah.
I dare say they're trying to bill him as the Crimson Alley Viper, but that's the Pursuit of Cobra Alley Viper all the way.
Yeah, it's a good look.
And that's maybe my favorite take on that particular figure. For pure cheese's sake, the black and gold one, it has a special place in my heart. But this one is I like this one better than the Mets fan on the Subway version original.
I think they should give him the Bumblebee one is like the guy they didn't like, right? They just painted up that armor. And they're like, we're not going to have Fritz around for long. He's the point man. He's definitely the door kicker.
JDO says, hi, what's on Joe Mind Crew?
Hi, JDO.
What's happening, JDO? How you doing?
That's right.
Anyways.
I think it's actually past JD. Oh!
So yeah, if you're still missing out, get yourself over to Walmart. Buy what you want. Don't buy what you don't want, which for me was no mole rats, thank you. But yeah, get them while they're hot.
Is it wrong for us to say, God, we need new characters, and then when we get one to go, but not him?
I want new characters, but not that one.
I don't know if it's wrong, but look, I mean, if your first attempt in 2023 at a actual new character is
a worker drone.
Is a worker drone from the combined Transformers universe, which you're not that enthused about in the first place. I mean, get me a new character, maybe that has a point. Like this, Mole Rat's going to sit in the back of everybody's shoebox almost immediately, isn't he?
I mean, it's pretty much
Mole Rat.
It kills any momentum for Crimson Mole Rat, or Python Patrol Mole Rat, or Mole Rat Officer, or
Mole Rat Officer, Mole Rat Shift Supervisor.
Oh, Matt Rubin says, so I wasn't the only one skipping the Mole Rats. No, you were not. If it was a Zombie Viper, I'd have probably bought one. But no, not a Mole Rat. No thank you.
What if we put the Zombie Viper in a 2-pack because it was so popular? Those crazy kids at Hasbro, they'd never do that.
Pendragon is calling the union. Mole Rat has rights too. Well,
OSHA.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's took a pass on that one. Next news item. Earlier this week, Hiya Toys revealed pictures of another figure in the exquisite 1/18th line, which is surprising in that they just released Beachhead images maybe a month ago. So seeing Flint come over the waves this week was pretty surprising. He's same price as the other ones, whatever that turns up to be. They have him on their website at $24.99, but they don't ship to the U.S. So whatever channel you go through to get him, he's not going to be any different price. But you can see there he's got a shotgun, he's got his pistol, he's got a holster on his leg for the pistol, he's got a backpack holster for the shotgun, he's got a spare set of hands and a base to stand on.
Base,
just like the other ones.
He's got a lot of starch in that beret. So
yeah, right. If you're in on the other Hiya Toys figures, you're going to be in on Flint. He's fine. Looks good for what he is. I like these. I don't see a huge reason to get out and get after them. I don't see a whole lot of point to them, frankly. If classified is supposed to be the highly detailed 6-inch line that does the same thing that these are doing at 4 inches, I don't know. I don't necessarily get the point, but whatever.
Does anybody have any of these in hand yet? I pre-ordered a Snake Eyes from somewhere, but
that's been a while.
Hasn't arrived yet. Wasn't he the first one?
I think so.
Well, I guess I should check. I ripped on this one online because of the gigantic scar over his left eye and said, I'm not sure Hasbro should be letting third-party people make key changes to their A-list characters. And then somebody reminded me, the classified one has that big scar too. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, I totally forgot about that.
Way to take one on the fans on our Facebook page, Mark.
Yeah.
Get schooled on that one.
I didn't even delete my comment. I was just like, I guess I haven't looked at Flint in a while. So.
But, Jake Rose is late tonight. He says, how many Batman the Animated Series and 405 jokes have I missed? A couple on the 405. We have not had a whole lot of Batman the Animated Series jokes yet. We had somebody complaining about gummy bears.
Yeah, gummy bears discussion.
But we'll get there. Nick Adams has Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. They're nice figures, but kind of fragile.
Oh, that's a shame.
So.
Man, I ordered that Snake Eyes. Let's check on that.
Maybe they targeted you on that one, Mark.
I guess.
Or they sent you the Walmart empty box like they do to Rob.
They robbed him, literally.
Yeah, at least it was a box.
Oh, that's right. Then you knew there wouldn't be figures in it.
Yeah. I mean, the one advantage of the envelope is I know there's something in it.
Jeff Butler notes that this Flint would move more units if it came with recordings of Bill Ratner. Well, it's a thought. RagtimeRob, why don't you get us another live count on the Dragonfly?
All righty, let's see where we're at here. Do a quick refresh. 23,960.
Look at that.
All right.
What is Dave McDonald talking about?
I don't know. I'm guessing there's some kind of discussion going on in the live chat that I'm not privy to.
That's so random. I can't even follow it.
Anyways, so yes, Hiya Toys Flint is ready for pre-order. Wherever you get your Hiya Toys from, he'll be there. Next news item. So Super 7 showed out this week. A lot of exclusives for their San Diego offering. They're going to do their pop-up shop again. Craig Cohan breaks in with wrestling news. The Con Dominic Mysterio just won the North American title from Wes Lee.
Hey, that's cool. I'm glad nobody was taping that. That's probably foul, Craig. Sorry, some of us got jobs. Only one, actually. Well, two, I guess. But,
sorry about that, Mark. My bad.
You got the Yankees score too? Never mind.
No, they haven't.
I don't want to know.
Going. They're probably already down 10-3 or something.
Yeah, that's probably it.
But,
I wonder what straight up from AAA pitcher is completely befuddling the Yankee bats tonight.
Yeah.
Right. Don't be mad at Craig Cohan, Mark. That's my bad.
Guy with a 7 ERA is suddenly finding it.
Right. It's hard to say who's going to win the Cy Young in the American League because I can't tell who's going to pitch against the Yankees the most.
Right. Anyhow, so Super 7's exclusives start in the world of apparel. I put my favorite absolutely first. Python socks? Yes. Absolutely. And you got the ball cap there. Again, all these are available for they're at the South or San Diego pop-up shop if you're there. I think they're also on Super 7's website, which is super7store.com. So if you're really into Python Patrol, you can get socks that will stealthily keep your feet out of harm's way. And there's a ball cap as well.
Jake Rose with a good point, man. Sooner or later, doesn't everybody lose one of a pair of socks anyway? What's the point of making them stealthy?
Right. Well, I used to have all kinds of fun socks, and then I lost one of each of them, so I just stopped buying fun socks.
Every time a dryer eats a sock, it actually magically transforms it into a Tupperware lid and puts it in your kitchen.
Rachel Salinas with a
alchemy.
Pythons don't have feet.
Pythona don't have feet.
Well, I can't say as to what accident befell her after the movie, but
beg to differ.
We did never see her again, so it's possible that maybe she ran afoul of the Beatus. It's hard to say.
No, it looks like it was an unfortunate spelling error.
Right, I was just going to let that go, but you guys needed to be pedants about it. So
yeah, she tried to type Python. Was trying to type Alpine, but type Pythons instead.
Also, lots of T-shirts. You can get a better look at them over on the Super 7 store website. Got some sweatshirts and even a jacket in there that you can ignore, like they did with last year's jacket product. So, all right, look, man, I'm just here to report the news.
It's the truth.
But yeah. So, anyways, Craig Cohan trying to suck up to Mark for blowing the NXT results.
Right.
Laughed out loud at the Tupperware comment.
He also said Yankees suck, and he's not allowed to say that.
He's from
Cleveland. But
I took a Cleveland shot. It's fair. It's in bounds.
Torpedo Mike asking if these are the unofficial What's on Joe Mind fan club uniforms. No, the official What's on Joe Mind fan club uniforms are available at TeePublic.
Yeah.
Link down below. Go buy a T-shirt. We're going to have a new T-shirt tonight with Staff Sergeant C-Nugs. So,
nice.
So you can get yourself a new one, Matt Rubin.
Dude, Nick Adams is dead on. We do need some What's on Joe Mind members only jackets. With the snaps on the shoulders and the collar snap. Oh,
get that nice embroidered blue logo on a blue jacket. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I wore the hell out of a members only jacket in the 80s.
But
It was a public service just to let the ladies know I was single and available.
You were a member.
I was.
You were perhaps the last member. Viper Scout, super procrastinator here, just backed the Whirlybird. So there you go.
There you go.
Good thing they extended it, Viper Scout.
Right? No kidding, man.
Back the Velocitator.
Matt Rubin just lost $12.
I think if you wait for the 35% off sales, the regular tees are 16. So very affordable.
A deal.
Your very own Staff Sergeant C Nugs stuff. What's on Joe Mine t-shirt count? We got more than 6. I don't know. I don't keep track of it.
We should print the C-Nugs, Staff Sergeant C-Nug on the shoulder, but have the rule like the U.S. flag. You know how the flag always has to be shown as advancing, never retreating. We actually flip that.
Right.
The Nug can only be shown running for cover.
Because he's chicken.
Look, man, he's chicken. Like Rob said, he's chicken.
That's right. To thine own self be true.
No way around it, right? That's just how this works. I'm trying to get the Staff Sergeant CNUG graphic on screen, but it's giving me guff. Give me just a few seconds to try and accomplish that. We'll give it one more try. Otherwise, I don't want to waste all the time doing it.
Mm-hmm. I got a picture of Wild Bill peeing on the Rancor's grave if you want for filler.
Defiling the corpse?
No. But also, anyways, we might as well look at entertaining things. We've got also some wax pack ball cards.
That's cool.
And we got a 1,000-piece Cobra Commander puzzle. Those will be available at the pop-up store.
I'm only getting those cards if they have 30-year-old bubblegum in them.
Right?
I think you'll have to settle for like 3-week-old bubblegum.
Either way.
Probably just as bad.
Yeah, but they stop aging at that point. So yeah. They're fully fossilized at 3 weeks.
Right? I mean, let's give them a little bit of a chance here. Come on. Oh man, I apologize, everybody. StreamYard is being kind of a dick tonight. So
I will say this: with the Dragonfly passing 24,000, I mean, it really does speak well because when it initially dropped, we were like, Jesus, this thing's going to be huge. But my initial takeaway from the Dragonfly was that it wasn't as expensive as I thought it was going to be or would have been, right, if they actually pulled the trigger on a Dragonfly. So they put out a really damn good-looking product with some stretch goals that were desirable, and the Joe community has backed it like crazy. So it bodes really well for the future, at least, of HasLab products.
Right. It's like the Hiss Tank, you kind of figured that was going to work, right? Like the Hiss Tank is probably the most iconic vehicle in the line. It was the first one. There was a lot of there was certainly a wave of momentum that helped carry that one. But on the second time around, you're putting up similar numbers.
Yeah,
it's pretty damn impressive.
And the Hiss Tank was something where some people buy multiples for value or for trading or whatever. But the Hiss Tank is something, if your pockets are deep enough, you might want a couple of Hiss Tanks, right? I do everyone does at the smaller scale, right? So if your pockets are deep enough, and there are some collectors who have that kind of reach, they maybe ordered 2, 3, 4 just cuz, right? And I don't think the Dragonfly has that same argument. Not too many people need Dragonflies, although you could have Glenda fly one, so okay. But it speaks well, and if they're creative with it, you could take that to a store and go, look, we had 24,000 people back a nearly $300 item, right? The appetite is there. Why don't you take a $50 armadillo or what's the other? A devilfish with no figure, just the boat, just the tank,
or a fang, or
and just take one. And I guarantee you it's going to sell. And see how it goes.
Rachel Salinas echoing a popular sentiment that there should have been another stretch goal at 22,000. look, you can't plan for that sort of thing, so I can forgive it.
No, and a lot of people are saying that they should have done because they gave this extra day. This extra day is just to be nice to people who may have been confused because of the miscommunication between the website and the app.
Like, giving an extra day is not an incentive to throw another goal at.
Yeah. I don't understand where people are getting that out of it either.
And at some point, they do have to make money on this. So if they continue to add figures to a $275 package, that means they're not making as much, and the whole venture stops being profitable. So there is kind of a tipping point where
they know what that tipping point is, and they're going to stick to that.
Right. So the collector in me says yes, but the realist is like, maybe we want them to make enough money so that they're inclined to do this again. Also at the Super 7 store, they've got the collectible reaction MPs for the G.I. Joe side to Army build, and the Python Patrol troopers for the Cobras. They look fine for what they are. They're reaction figures. Great. If you like them, you like them. Fantastic.
I kind of like that MP, dude, because you can just drop him in Checkpoint Alpha. You
right.
can't see him from the waist down anyway.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, it kind of works.
Nick Adams just found a bunch of members-only jackets on eBay. He's going to make this happen. Going to need to get a What's on Joe Mind logo embroidered on it somewhere. I will supply you that logo. Right. So we've got the in the that 11-inch cyborg line, that snake armor is added to that. You finally have something to stand next to your big collectible Cobra bat. And then we've got the City of the Dead reaction pack, which is it's awesome. Again, if you're going to do something, if you're going to deep pull from the cartoon, that's the way you deep pull from the Sunbow cartoon right there. That is a great looking set. And 5 points of articulation, not hurt by figures with this. So
I dig both of these. These are great. Matter of fact, if anybody's heading down there, you want to pick up an extra snake armor, I know a guy. He does look like a shampoo bottle.
There you go.
J Toy go. That's what fans called when we made those Titan Heroes.
Yeah.
We called them the shampoo bottles. They hated them, and you know what? They sold great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Transformers that didn't transform, that had 2 points, like 3 points of articulation, I think, just arms and neck. They sold really, really well.
Sometimes it's the stupidest stuff.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's for 3-year-olds, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Not everything is for the collector. Matter of fact, if you're doing your brand right, there's a hell of a lot of things that aren't for the collector.
Right.
They may collect them anyway.
That's
you
fine.
should have something in there at the $5 to $10 price point, because that's what those things cost anymore.
Yeah.
And then for the Ultimate line, we've got a Red Knock, which is a Baroness repaint. That is a figure that was released originally in India, and for fans of UK Action Force, that's Red Jackal from the Destro mold, and they look like $1 million, frankly.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
Not my thing. It's kind of like a lot of the stuff from Super 7. Not my thing, but looking good.
Right. If you're in on Ultimates, these are worthy additions right here. Yes. So that is all going down at the Cobra Global Operations Headquarters. Cobra Commanders approved hours tomorrow from 9 p.m. until whenever they close. And then 11 to 8, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 11 to 7 on Sunday. We got the address on there as well if you're in the neighborhood, or you can go to super7store.com. Jeff Butler, what's on Joe Mind? We're only Joe members. That's what's going on those jackets, man.
There you go.
Nick Adams, he's going to make himself a fortune. But yeah, so that's what's going on from Super 7. Great presentation as always. Hopefully some of that stuff gets in the mail sometime soon. They're taking their time on some of that, but anyways, next news item. Hey, it's probably time to talk about the Hasbro Pulse Dragonfly.
Come on now.
Funding through tonight. Go until midnight. expected next summer. And you can see there, everything's funded. Stretch goal number 1, Night Force Ripcord at 13,000 units. Stretch goal number 2, Glenda at 16,000. Night Force Crazy Legs at 19,000. It's all in the books. Heading up towards 24, 25,000 before this thing is all done. Remember,
we're at 24,056.
Once we're done here tonight, Audible Interlude will be on for that last hour if you just have to be there when this thing closes. But we're going to be gone before then. Joe Westcoat needs that Destro. Welcome to the show, Joe Westcoat. Joe West Coast, I'm sorry. I'm sitting just far enough away from the monitor that it's a problem with my glasses. I either need to be glasses off and a couple inches closer or a few inches further away with glasses on. But don't get old. If I could just pass any advice on to the folks out watching us at home, don't get old. But welcome to the show, Joe. Thank you. So yeah. I don't know what else is left to be said, right?
What's that red hat for?
Riggers.
Yeah, it's the guy in charge of rigging parachutes on the flight crew.
That's not him though, is it?
He does do. I mean, I think he does do rigging, doesn't he?
I'm not sure.
I believe so. I think that was something on his file card back in the day.
Is that a brand new accessory? Has anyone else had a baseball hat beyond Lady J?
I don't think so.
No.
Is it Jay's hat?
I would doubt that because his head would be bigger. But.
Yeah, and there's no hair attached to it.
Lady J was Chris Kattan, so
stop.
You see? I'm just saying, throw that hat on Beachhead and bam, wide scope. I mean, Night Force Shockwave.
Anyways, Joe Self with the question that I had ready, locked and loaded for you guys. What HasLab do you hope we're talking about at this time next year? We'll start with you with the honcho, Mark Weber.
I mean, Dragonfly is bigger than anything I thought they'd ever actually do. So I had all my eggs in the Vamp basket, so I'm pleasantly surprised and good for them. If you want to push the envelope a little more, a little bigger, man, you could potentially do a Rattler or maybe a Mobat. Those are I would hope they try to push it a little bit more, not too much, but a little bit. So Mobat or Rattler.
I'm hoping for a Mobat or a Mauler just because I can't fathom the wingspan of the Rattler.
Yeah, I mean it would come disassembled, right? So it wouldn't be an X.
But I'm not going to display it disassembled.
Right, it would ship a lot easier than it displays.
Yeah.
Right. But was the Rattler that much longer than the Dragonfly, nose to tail?
I don't think so. No.
I mean,
tail.
It's a bigger silhouette, it's a bigger footprint, right? Because of
the wing.
Yeah. But
I think the wingspan is longer than the Dragonfly is front to tail.
Maybe.
I don't have them handy to check.
The fuselage, I think they're comparable at least.
I just remember the one that came assembled, right? The chrome one that didn't have a lid for the gunner canopy, didn't have a canopy for the gunner station. That one came assembled and it was like an X in the box, right?
Yeah.
Because you were looking at it top down. Because the original Rattler, of course, had no window except for the figure. So I think it's kind of similar for length and width. But that would mean it'd be like having two Dragonflies, across each other. That's a lot. But, man, because I still don't believe Sky Striker is possible. I won't believe that till I see it. But I didn't believe Dragonfly was either, truly. So Rattler
a 6-inch skyscraper is the footprint of that would be the same as like a Cooper Mini. I mean,
yeah, I can't. I'm not seeing that, or I can't see it unless they build to it. Right? If they do a Rattler and it works, maybe.
Yeah.
And truly, do I care about Mobat versus Mauler? Not really. But I'm a Steeler guy. So
yeah. So I imagine no matter what tank they get, you're probably getting like Steeler heavy metal,
and Gaucho.
If you did a Mauler and Steeler was the tank commander and heavy metal was the driver.
Yeah. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And then that also builds into when you do a Worlds Beyond set, That can be the Steeler, the Mauler that Zartan blows up and almost kills Steeler.
And then they can have Skydiver from Fun School be the middle guy when they're not getting anybody backing it anyway, right?
It could be Tan Plus.
Skydiver killed the.
That's Diana Davis dreaming big with a Moray. Rachel Salinas dreaming bigger with a Night Raven. Pendragon says Rattler. Hurricane Live, welcome to the show. Tactical Battle Platform Coffee Table. And I think that's more of an end table, really. I don't know,
it's
coffee table. Nick Adams wants the general. Wants to be able to buy car insurance from it. Or is that a different general?
That's a different general.
No, he would be the figure.
Vicman de Santiago wants the Rolling Thunder. Welcome to the show, sir. Andrew Galgan says Thunder Machine, which I think is in the realm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is certainly on the list.
I mean, we've done.
I hadn't thought of that.
Joe Dreadnought would be a nice progression.
Kind of cool. I mean, it's the coolest Dreadnought vehicle by far, right? So
yeah.
Joni P with another one in the clubhouse. I think Wolverine and CoverGirl. You could do a Sunbow looking CoverGirl pretty easy to come with that Wolverine.
If they can do the Dragonfly, they can 100% do the Wolverine. 100%.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Rachel Salinas is talking about 1/18th scale figure. We're not. That's not going to happen. We're not doing 1/18th, unfortunately.
Not unless they turn into a Transformer.
Right.
And White Vegeta, man. Hell yes. And I've said this myself. The original headquarters is not impossible.
You gotta go full blown Cat's Lair on them, huh?
It's mainly flat. There's a lot of empty space in that headquarters. It's less plastic than you think.
Torpedo Mike says Vamp 2-pack with Stinger. I could see 2 Jeeps and a bunch of weapon systems. That'd be cool.
A battle pack.
With the axe.
A fang that actually flies. Okay.
There's a broken toy in 5 minutes.
Right. Toy Bounty Hunter says if a Rattler is doable, would a Conquest be possible?
Smaller footprint than the Sky Striker.
Yeah.
Sure.
Rattler and Conquest are actually, I guess they're similar. I tend to think the Rattler's a little bigger just because of the wings going sideways.
It's got a bigger wingspan.
Yeah.
Right. I don't have a Conquest in front of me to compare sizes.
If they
came in the same size box in the 25th anniversary.
They should put 2 heads for Slipstream, one with a regular face and one with the brown nose. That'd be awesome.
There's White Vegeta talking about the.
That's it.
I don't know about that.
I'm just saying it's not like we dismissed the Flag obviously and the Terror's Rome and probably the Whale, right?
If you saw those things, I think it would be for a return of the 3 3/4.
It's such a good playset.
Yeah.
But
I know I got it.
It would be weird to have vehicle bays with no vehicles.
Yeah.
Bill's got the Toxo Lab playset. Steve Young asked if we'll ever see the Polar Battle Bear. That's one of those that's in a tough place because I think it's more complicated than the Ram cycle and things like that. But at the same time, it's not quite as big as something like even the Vamp would be. So I think if somehow they can convince, like Mark was talking about earlier, to get a retailer to take on a $50 armadillo or something, like it's something along that line. Like I wouldn't say never, but I just don't know where the path is for it.
That's a harder sell too, because my pitch would be vehicle only, no figure. Because with a figure, you're talking $75, and I'm not trying to get them to buy into a $75 vehicle, but a $50 armadillo or a devilfish, anybody, you can drop any figure in those and it works. The Polar Battle Bear, that's harder, right? Because only a couple figures are going to look good on the snowmobile. So I like it. I think it's right in that tier, but I think that one's a little harder to come without a drop.
Well, I mean, the figures that are going to look good on the Battle Bear, Gung Ho, Doc, Snow Job, Airborne, just like in the commercial.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just like in the commercial.
Gung Ho, total badass, driving this snowmobile with no shirt.
Dross Walker 9, Stun with a full crew.
But missing flags, which is weird.
John Doe still wants a full 8-foot USS flag. Go get one. That's what they make now.
Yeah, it wouldn't be 8 feet. It's 7 feet right now.
Right. It's yeah.
It's 13 feet. And even
I
then,
think if you scale it up, it's about 14 feet.
Even now, I figured this out because I was trying to display mine, and I'm like, look, how many Sky Strikers fit nose to tail on a flag? 3.
Yeah.
Right? How many F-14 Tomcats fit nose to tail on a Nimitz-class aircraft carrier?
A lot more than 3.
79.
Yeah.
So, as much as we all love the flag, it's already ridiculous. Small, out of scale. So
right.
Even a 13-foot.
It's more of a flat top cruiser than anything else.
A 13-foot flag, classified flag, is hysterically out of scale.
How thick would the tow line on that carrier have to be to actually stop a Sky Striker from careening into the ocean?
Right.
Anyways.
And they'd probably make a brand new Sky Striker, and it'd be the same size as the old Sky Striker. Oh.
Anyways, judging from the live comments, seems like the Rattler and Wild Weasel seems to have everybody salivating the most. So we'll see. Again, we don't know anything.
I kind of like that Thunder Machine idea.
We don't know anything. We'll put the pieces together as the year goes on, because I can't see them not going for round 3. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
RagtimeRob, while we're actually in this segment, why don't you go ahead and give us a count real quick?
All righty, let me take a peek here. Quick update. 24,198.
All right.
This is going to finish strong.
Yeah. 25 is on the board, I guess. But next news item. It brings us to the end of the road. You can listen to the G.I. Joe 3D printing podcast, who proudly bring us Chunky Tank Kitty and his Meowler tank, and proudly brought them to you, the fans, at Joe Fest this past year. Be sure to stay tuned to those folks, find out what they're doing in the future. Hopefully it's more Chunky Tank Kitties for us, which means more Chunky Tank Kitties for you. But also, while we're talking about sponsors, why don't you hang around, listen to a few seconds worth of fine information from our good friends at Kokomo Toys.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
Before we say goodbye to you, Mark the Honcho Weber, real quick, let me get this up in the big screen here. That's the t-shirt design that will be available later tonight. The Staff Sergeant C-Nugs. You can put them on your front. We expect to see Matt Rubin ordering one almost immediately. So be sure to get yours before Matt Rubin gets them all.
That's right. And if we sell enough, we'll have a stretch goal with the boot flavor, or the boot shape. Boot flavored. Well, okay.
Something like that. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Because there's this
that would
guy,
be
right? This guy's like the boogie board, the kickboard, and there's the boot. Is there a third shape?
There's 4 of them, and I don't know them off the top. I know there's one that's supposed to be round. They call that one the ball. And I don't know if I want to be saying that we're out here selling Staff Sergeant C-Nugs balls.
Right.
I don't think that phrase needs to happen necessarily in a serious context. But yeah, he does have swivel arm battle grip with his popular catchphrase, "Let's dunk 'em, team." And there you go. That's what's coming soon to you on the What's on Joe Mind swag shop. Link down below. Go get yours.
That's it. And with that, I'm going to make like crazy legs and hit the silk. Time to go pick up the family.
Whatever, man.
I know, right?
You tell
they're always like, how come you didn't come to the airport to get us like you said you would? And I'm like, stop whining.
It wasn't that long a walk.
Tell them to get jobs so they can pay for an Uber.
Yeah, Boston's lovely this time of year. So, yeah.
Boston's never lovely any time of year.
You can tell how much I love you guys if I'm bailing to go to Boston.
For you too, Mark Weber.
Yeah, exactly. I will be so happy to see you next week when I'm back from Boston. Yeah.
We alienate one of the large media centers in our very own home country.
Yeah, it's full of Red Sox fans.
Be safe out there. Give everybody our best. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you later.
So that leaves just me and RagtimeRob. We're going to do a nice quick edition of what we got in.
Woohoo!
There was lots of stuff that came in. RagtimeRob, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
All right. Well, I talked about the big haul I got last week. This week's was much smaller. Oh, Scrap Iron. And his friend Droney.
There you go. So Scrap Iron in hand here at the What's on Joe Mind compound, in duplicate, no less. I've got him in too. I haven't opened mine up yet, but we'll get there. At some point, I will actually open most of my toys, and there is a serious display space crunch going on right now. So we got to get rid of some stuff before I go tearing into everything and getting them scattered about. There just isn't enough space to do all that.
He's playing his control pad looks like a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's Nintendo's secret work for the government.
For Mars.
They don't tell you about that, do they? No. But anyways, that does bring us to a popular part of this segment. But I went and I did the new graphic, and then I did not upload the new graphic. So good for me. 86. 86 is not correct, ladies and gentlemen. No, it was we hit a spot where I got a whole bunch of them in to get to 86, and just said, "You look, we hit a run where there were just everything showing up online was expensive and way past the price point that I have set. And as we know, I am very, very strict about that line. I do not cross it under any circumstances until one day it wasn't. So what we've got here, we've got number 87. And he is complete, and he is probably the best of the bunch. He is fresh out of the package, tight joints there. Then we got this is 88 right here. I did have to glue his little ammo bag closed. The strap was split, so 88 is there as well. Then we got 89, and he's got all of his stuff too. And then just today, number 90. So yeah, slow week, obviously. Slow week. Don't know where they all come from necessarily, but they all showed up and they were all pretty inexpensive. So
Droney.
And Droney's got to shoot at somebody, right? So there's that. That's yeah, so 90 is the number. So I apologize for the outdated graphic on that thing there. That is not correct. That is not true. You know what? I'm even gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play the correct graphic because damn it, somebody went through Pendragon Designs even went and made us that graphic. I'm gonna show the correct number. Consarn it.
Dag nabbit.
Darn it. Come on. Jesus.
Razz a fracking StreamYard.
This one's not on StreamYard. This one's on me. Okay. I made it, but I did not upload it, so that kind of makes it difficult for everybody else to see. This is show prep, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we don't do very well around here. This is why we love the magic of live broadcasting. And all of your favorite personalities are gone. So now you're just left with me and Rob, and you like him anyway. So
and Droney.
Well, Rob has Droney, so I kind of like Rob better than I like me. But But yeah, we're gonna right the wrong, and we're gonna play the correct tally mark right now. So 4 of them this week. I'm proud and I'm not proud, and that's a really strange place to be. But remember, you can help us offset the cost of that by buying yourself a Staff Sergeant C-Nugs t-shirt. No, that doesn't go in my pocket. That goes to help buy equipment for the show, which is really expensive. So buy a lot of shirts, please. We're trying to upgrade some stuff. Anywho, what else you getting, Rob?
That's it.
All right. So I guess that brings us to shout-outs. Got any shout-outs?
Shout out to the lovely studio audience. Thanks for tuning in tonight. There was triple digits tonight, huh?
For much of it, we're still up in the 99, 100, 101 range now, and we're past all the good stuff. So it really does speak volumes to how many of you guys are coming to get us every Tuesday night at 9. Andrew Gaugan asked, when is Staff Sergeant C-Nug co-hosting the show? Depends how many shirts you buy. That's we'll just leave it there. Leave it out at that. Doug Dello asks, how long until 100? We have a pool that predicts how many weeks, or we should have a pool that predicts how many weeks till 100. I don't know. I don't have any purchases coming right this second. But
he could have 5 tomorrow.
Well, no, they wouldn't get here tomorrow. There's but
like I said, they'll be lined up.
Yeah, there's none coming right now. But if 5 affordable eBay purchases are made, it could be really quick. But I don't see that necessarily happening again. At some point, doesn't the collecting community at large have to know that I'm out there and just specifically try to gouge me? Isn't that a thing? Doesn't that have to happen at some point? I don't know. Maybe I need to get to the new facility for the toy department in Cincinnati, Ohio. Maybe that's where 91 through 100 are going to happen. But anyhow, anybody else shouting out for
let's see here. No. Shout out to Aaron Judge's big toe. Get well soon.
Right. Joni P says that her beachhead total is at 2, which is good. We appreciate that. Christmas Day at 100. I think it's going to happen before then.
Yeah, somebody has 6 weeks. And I'm thinking that's an underestimation.
That seems long. If the current rate continues, that seems like a bit off. Like I really only started this project 3 years ago.
It's Labor Day.
It's been a product of the video chapter of What's on Joe Mind. So like there was no Beach Party 86 in the audio archives. That doesn't exist. It is something that has come along purely since we've been doing these live streams and video content. So 6 weeks seems a little far out. Anyways, Matt Rubin trying to do math says about 10 weeks. That seems a little long too, but it's more realistic. Anyways, Neil Hill loves the best free parking live stream on YouTube. We appreciate that, sir. So my first shout out, of course, also to the fans. If you're catching us here on YouTube, thank you so much for watching us live. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. We are just short of 1,300 subscribers. That doesn't seem like a lot, but you guys come back all the time. Like our retention numbers are crazy. We get more watch hours out of you 1,300 subscribers than should be allowed by law. I have any number of YouTube creators asking me what our secret is, and I just keep telling them, hey, go kick some ass. And they just, at that point, they don't talk to me anymore, which is why I don't guest host a lot of other shows. Anyway, none of that's true. Our retention numbers are crazy though. So Thank you all for coming in and tuning in and watching a big chunk of the program week after week after week. If you're catching us on Facebook, be sure to give us some kind of reaction. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a little huggy guy. We love little huggy guy. Really, whatever you do, even if you give us a little angry guy, we're cool with that too. Whatever, we don't care. If you react, it just sets all their algorithms in motion. They have something where you give stars, and that's the only way to monetize on Facebook anymore. So I'm not sure how much longer Facebook is going to be useful for us to stream on, but whatever. Just be sure to give us a little huggy guy. We really appreciate those. If you are catching us on audio, we're available Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the soon-to-be doomed Stitcher. Our home is at Podbean. Wherever you hear us, just go ahead and leave us a nice 5-star review. Let them know that they need to be plugging What's on Joe Mind even more than they already do. And that we haven't had a nice 5-star review in a long time. So if you're one of our audio listeners, please help us out. Drop us one of those wherever you listen to your podcast. Want to give a shout out to our good friend Brian Lower, Hooded Cobra Commander 788, who has always plugged the damn show on his lead-in on his live stream earlier this evening. Want to give a shout out to our good friends at Kokomo Toys, who continue to sponsor the program and provide us with all kinds of fun prizes to give to you guys when we run contests. Give a shout out to Joe Colton, still off on maternity. I'm sure we'll be hearing from her again soon, but whatever. She ain't getting paid for this a whole lot, so whenever she wants to come back, she can come back. We have no set time in stone with Joe Colton. Joe Colton can come back whenever she's ready to come back. Shout out to Mark Weber, who you just missed if you're tuning in now. He has to get on the road and drive to Logan Airport.
I mean, it's bad enough he's got to go to Boston, but he's got to go to Logan Airport.
Right. It's one thing to have to drive to Boston, which is notoriously bad. It's something else to have to drive to that airport.
Yeah, and I mean, most of the time, driving to the airport of any major metropolitan area is the last place you want to drive to.
Right, but yeah, it's not it's Logan Airport, no good under any circumstances. And of course, to all of our friends and colleagues and folks that we've gotten to get to know, especially this past month with Cobra Convergence. Shout out to you guys for making Cobra Convergence special every year. New content every day in July. So check out hcc788.com to get the full schedule. Be sure you're supporting those guys and girls as they get great Cobra-themed G.I. Joe content out to the masses every day this month. Sometimes once, sometimes more than once, right? Andrew Gaugan says for us to watch our mouths. We get to make fun of Boston and Logan. No, we do too. We're Yankee fans.
Yeah.
Screw Boston.
Look, I think airports in any city for anybody are fair game. So,
right.
You want to take shots at LaGuardia and JFK? Feel free.
One of my favorite airport memories of all time is at JFK. It was my connecting flight going out to roll out roll call, flying in from St. Louis to JFK, and our plane is landing. Literally landing on the runway. We are coming in. I'm looking out the window, and running parallel to our landing is a high-speed chase, like Blues Brothers style. Some beater has 10 cop cars in hot pursuit going down the runway next to ours. And I look over at the woman sitting 2 seats over to me, and I just say, I love this town. This car just roars past us as we come to stop on the runway.
The use of excessive force had been approved in that guy's apprehension.
It was fan-freaking-tastic. One of my absolute favorite airport/New York memories right there. Not even on the ground yet, and New York was New Yorking up for us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good times. Good times. So that's it for our freshly departed host, Mark Weber. For my co-host and older sibling, Rob Irizarry, I'm Mike Irizarry. Be sure to join us next week here on the What's on Joe Mind team stream. We're getting out in pretty good time this week. I'm happy with this.
We should send Mark to Logan Airport more often.
Right. We need to get Mark's kids traveling more.
Poor Mark.
We'll be back next Tuesday night at 9:05 here on the Superstation. Be sure to catch our lead-in, the Beastmaster, again. Don't criticize. We don't program this stuff. We just show up afterwards. TBS.
It's always time for the Beastmaster.
I know TBS is still out there, but I miss the real TBS. Let me just leave it at that. Anyhow, as our friend Vagon likes to say, and he was very happy this week with two big paratroopers available in this Dragonfly HasLab. Stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. Remember, head over to Audible Interlude. They are going to be live streaming the last hour of the HasLab Dragonfly countdown. Why don't you give us that number one last time before we get off the air, Rob?
All righty. Drum roll, please. 24,343.
All right. So in 20 minutes, that's been a little over 200 added on the total. So good times. Good times. If you're on the fence, you're running out of time. You got till midnight. Get yourself in there. If not, no problems, no worries. We're not telling you how to spend your money.
Yeah.
But if you are, if you're just not sure, you can always sell it later. Buy it now. Anyhow, again, 9:05 next Tuesday. We'll be back for another episode of the TeamStream. Good night and good luck. You gonna make any sound effects for me, Rob? Or we're just gonna get out of here.
Vaya con Dios.